There you go. Good evening po sa ating lahat and welcome back to the Sash Factor live chat series for Miss Universe Philippines 2020. This time, my name is Sabilano. I am your host for tonight and to everyone logged in and tuned in right now, maraming salamat for making us your companion this Friday evening. So sa lahat ng mga fans ng ating extra special guest for tonight, thank you so much and do not hesitate to place your comments, shout outs, and questions for our phenomenal woman guest for tonight. So without further ado, ladies and gentlemen, I'd like to welcome on screen right now, welcome to Sash Factor, Ysabella Ysmael.
Hi, everybody. Hi, Noy.
Hi,
I'm so
Bella.
excited to be here. Thank you so much for having me. I can't wait
Oh,
to get chatting with you guys.
yes, of course. Ladies and gentlemen, virtual clap naman tayo kay Bella Ismael. Thank you so much for being here. So first, maybe you can introduce yourself formally to everyone and say hi to all of your fans tonight. Bella.
Yeah, hi, I'm Isabella Rojas Ismael, but my nickname is Bella, as you all know. I'm representing Paranaque City, and I just want to say hi to everybody. Thank you so much for being here. I just want to do a quick shout out to my family, my friends, and my ballerinas who are watching. I love you all, and I'll give specific names later if we have time.
Alam mo, I love the name of your for fans sa Bellerinas. I love it. Yes.
Yeah, super, super love that.
And speaking of your fans right now, I think you have a lot of your supporters tuned in right now. So before we begin our special segments for you tonight, Bella, allow me to read some of the comments already, if it's okay.
Yeah.
Actually, I want to make a special shout out sa very first fan na nag-comment tonight. Si George Gomez Hitomo. Maybe we can say hi to George.
Hi, George. Thanks for being here.
Ayan, marami ng mga comments tonight and there is a lot of interest on you, Bella. Maybe you can say hi also to Anne Monreal. Anne Monreal would like to say hi, Bella. There you go.
Hi, Anne.
Ayan,
Hey.
there you go. And of course, from the Philippines, we have someone from Australia right now watching you tonight. Let's say hello to Jamie Ferrer. Hi, Jamie Ferrer from Hello from
Hi,
Australia.
Jamie. Hey.
Ayan, oo. And of course, we also have here someone from Wisconsin. Maybe we can say hi to Ronald Dennis Reyes. Shout out from Wisconsin. We can say hi to
Hey.
Ronald.
Hi. Thank you so much for tuning in. I don't know what time it is there, but thank you.
I know. So again, Bella, from the Philippines to Australia to Wisconsin, there's a lot of support for you right now. So to all of the fans tuned in and placing their comments tonight, maraming salamat. We really appreciate it. But hold on, we're going to start off with our special segments for our phenomenal woman from Paranaque City. So Bella, are you ready for our first segment tonight?
I am so ready, Noy. Let's do it.
There you go. So, syempre, like here on Sash Factor, all of our live chats, we would like to start off with like the light and fun segments. Para naman we get to know more a little bit about our special guests on the live chat. So we're going to start off with a Would You Rather segment. So we're going to ask you, Bella, some Would You Rather questions. And of course, you'll have to choose between the two. And maybe just explain a little bit your answer. And if there's any backstory behind your answer, you can feel free to share the backstory behind your answer. So are you ready for the very first Would You Rather question, Bella?
Okay, let's do it.
There you go. So ito, very simple lang yung first Would You Rather question ko. Okay, would you rather have a delicious meal or a nice, peaceful sleep after a long day?
Oh my gosh, that's such a hard question.
Hard
Well, if I've
bagay.
had a medyo. I like sleep and eating, it's both good. But being completely honest, after a long day, usually sleep for me. I love sleeping. Sometimes I oversleep, and sometimes kasi, I mean, this is not really a good thing, guys, so don't follow me, but sometimes when I'm so tired, wala na akong ganong kumain. So dumidiretso ako sa kama and I just go to sleep. So yeah, it will be sleep for me.
So sleep over food for Bella Ismael. Okay.
Sometimes.
Okay. So that's something that something new we learned about Bella. Thank you for answering that. Next one. Would you rather, this one's interesting. Would you rather live in eternal summer or eternal winter?
Eternal summer, especially if I'm in the beach, because I love the beach. I love the sun. I love getting sun sometimes, and I don't think I can handle winter forever.
So talagang ano ka like water baby ka so to say.
Yeah, water and just the beach. I mean, of course, if I'm in the beach, right? I love the sand. I love sunbathing, and you can never go wrong with a cute bikini. So,
Yeah, okay. So summer over winter for Bella Ismael. So thank you for sharing that. Next one. Eto medyo ano to tricky to, but I'm not too sure how you're going to answer this. Would you
okay.
rather have more time or have more money?
More time, definitely.
Oh.
Money is important. Money is important for all of us and for our lives, but I think what's the point of having so much money if you don't have time for yourself, for your friends and your family, and the people who love and support you? So I definitely have more time.
Wow, there you go. I'd like to do a follow up on that, Bella. Speaking of time, what is like the day like for Bella Ismael? Like, what is the normal day like for you right now?
Well, right now, since the pageant is coming up very, very soon. Well, actually, right now I'm on home quarantine, of course, because I don't wanna, I don't wanna get the COVID, and I don't wanna test positive in the swab test. So I've been at home, although. Don't be fooled. We are still very busy. Even if we're at home, we have meetings. We have,
Mm.
I have guest things like tonight. Aside from that, aside from my MUP things, I really do my best to spend time with my family, with my boyfriend. And lately, I've been catching up on the series that I've been watching. I've been watching Grey's Anatomy. Sometimes I'm
Oh.
such a couch potato, and I really enjoy watching Netflix and all of that. So yeah, that's kind of a day in a life for me. Of course, aside from exercising, also I try
Mm.
to mix it up, but I'm trying to relax and rest as much as possible.
Yeah. So trying to get preoccupied with all of the things you're doing with like MUP and with of course the things that you're doing at home. Very productive kahit nasa bahay lang tayong lahat. Tama ba, Bella?
Yes, definitely. It's important to stay productive then.
Yes, okay. Thank you for sharing that. Next one. Eto, would you rather travel and fly for free or never pay for food?
Ah, okay, I would rather travel and fly for free. This is why.
Oh.
Aside from being able to travel all over the world and diving into different cultures, if I
Mm.
have free food forever, tataba ako because I love food and I
Hindi mo
have
mapapigilan
no
ang sarili mo,
control.
kumbaga. You'll not be able to like
Oh,
contain yourself.
yes, and sometimes, alam mo yon, being broke and having limited budget is useful and it's helpful. So, ako pa wala akong wala akong control when it comes to food. So, yeah, I'd love to travel for free.
Yeah, and I think ano yun, practical choice yun, especially right now, you're on quarantine. Pag nasa bahay ka lang and then you have unlimited food, what else are you supposed to do than eat the entire day? Tama ba?
Oo nga. I mean, I can't really travel right now, pero if I can save it for the future, diba? Why not?
Yes, correct. Now, speaking of travel, I'd like to know what was the last place or what was the last country that you visited before this entire pandemic started?
I think before the pandemic, the last place I was in out of Manila was Tagaytay. But
Mm,
this was even before the pageant started
mm,
because in back in January when we were already preparing and all of that, I already made it a point that okay, I'm gonna time before we start, because I know that it's gonna be busy. Of course, we didn't expect the pandemic, but I really wanted to make sure that I was prioritizing my time with MUP, and I didn't really want to travel because I wanted to stay focused.
yeah, that's a really great decision. One last, if we ever the restrictions are already gone with the pandemic, what's the very first place you're going to travel to, and why?
Well, I was earlier this year after the pageant. Supposedly, it was supposed to be in May. I was planning to go to Siargao because I love the island. It's so beautiful. You know, it's such a beautiful place. But, you know, without constraints or, you know, budget issues or anything, I would love to go to Bali maybe or something like that.
So talagang ano ka, no, beach body ka talaga, so to
Super.
say. Wow. So again, to all of the
Super.
fans, that's something new that we learned about Bella. So beach body, water baby, really great to know about you, Bella. Thank you for sharing that. All right.
Thank you. Thank you.
Next one. This one's quite interesting. Would you rather have the ability to read people's minds or talk to animals?
I would rather be able to talk to animals because, you know, with my course in psychology, everybody already thinks that I can read their minds, even if I can't. But I think animals, you know, I have a soft spot for animals in my heart. So I think if they could talk and speak their minds and speak about how they're feeling or all of that, then I would love to voice that out because I think they deserve that because we don't deserve animals. They're so, you know, they're so adorable. But
Correct.
yeah, so that's what I would choose.
Yes. And speaking of your field, like psychology, do you ever get like the common misconception that when you talk to like someone new, they always get the notion that are you psychoanalyzing me? Are you trying to like analyze my movements? May mga ganun
Oh
ba
my
minsan?
God, all the time. All the time. And there's never a moment that when I mention psychology, somebody's like,
Yeah, yeah.
oh, so you're reading my mind right now? Oh my God, I'm gonna stop na, ganyan, ganyan. Alam mo yun, as a joke, of course. But
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
like, guys, as much as I wish I could read your minds, I cannot. But
Baka
yeah.
pwede pang baka pwede pang hulaan ang kapalaran pero reading minds no, not really. This
Yeah,
actually this
actually, like, sorry, yeah, in
yeah,
psychology, kasi it's not really about reading minds, but you know, we learn about how people behave, why they act a certain way, what they could be feeling through their actions. So it's not really reading your minds, it's more of like reading your body language, reading your facial expressions, ganon.
yeah, yeah. Actually, we're going to delve deeper into your major, your field a little bit. But allow me to ask this next would you rather question. This one. Would you rather have a rewind button or a pause button in your life right now?
I would prefer a pause button because if I had a rewind button, then I think I would overuse it to the point where I just, you know, I'd get stuck in the past trying to redo and redo and redo. But if I had a pause button, I think that's something that I could use to my advantage. If I'm, for example, if I'm about to make a big decision, then instead of
Mm-mm.
making the decision and rewinding it, I can just pause for a while, think about it, you know,
Correct.
ground myself, and then press play again and go for it.
Actually, that's a really smart answer. No, instead of like looking back and looking at the past, why not make the decisions that are happening right now? Make the right
Yeah.
decisions by thinking about them carefully before doing them. Right?
Definitely. And you know, I think it's important for everybody to realize that we do have the ability to pause. We don't need a remote we don't need a remote control to pause time, but then we have the ability to take a breather, take a step back first and think about what it is that we have to do. We don't really have to look back all the time, and looking back will just keep us from progressing towards the future.
Wow, nuggets of wisdom from that would you rather question, huh? Really good job, Bella. I'm liking
I
this.
really like these would you rathers. It's fun.
Yeah, kasi diba we get like we get a sneak peek into like how you think, like who you really are, your values. So I'm so happy that you're having fun as well. Okay, we have two more. We have two more would you
Okay.
rather questions here. Would you rather have the power? Eto, this is kind of related to the last one. Would you rather have the power to change something in your past or see through your future?
Um, With that decision, I think I would rather see something in my future. Although a lot of people might think, but why? Why do you want to do that? You know, there is a benefit of not knowing what's to come, but at the same time, I would rather have something to look forward to than to keep, you know, to keep looking back at what my mistakes were, to keep
Mm-mm.
looking back. Because if I had the ability to go back, you know, I'd probably be thinking of everything that I want to rewind and everything that I want to change. So
Yeah.
I'd rather have something to look forward to.
Yeah, tsaka ang dami nung sa past. I mean, the future is just there. I mean, the past is always about regrets, like the would have, should have,
Definitely.
could have. But in pag future, like for example, maybe you can look into like what's going to happen during the finals night of Miss Universe Philippines 2020. Why not, right?
That's true, but I wouldn't though, honestly, I wouldn't because if I don't want to get complacent, I don't want to get stressed. So if I could choose, I would definitely choose, and that's not one of the things that I would choose to look at.
There you go. All right, really great answer. Okay, one last. I'm not too sure if this is okay to ask you, but this is just
Okay.
for fun. Would you rather find true love or win the Miss Universe Philippines 2020 crown?
Oh, that's easy. I've already found
Wow!
true love. So
Wow!
I would like to very much win the Miss Universe 2020 crown, or Miss Universe Philippines, rather. That's a
Oh,
no-brainer.
bakit yon? Bakit yon? Well, yeah, maybe you can like explain a little bit. Why that
Well, yeah,
choice?
I mean, ayun nga, because I already found true love in there. Tsaka, I mean, love is, there's a queen recent, who said that if she had to choose between her love life and the crown, she'd choose the crown because,
Mm,
if she chose the crown and that love of hers was true, then even after her reign, her love would still be there. And I think that was Teresa Licatos, if I'm not mistaken. One of
oh,
her pillars in Miss Universe Philippines. If I'm
yes,
not
yes,
mistaken, alam ko that was her. So yeah,
yes.
that's what I would choose.
Well, for your case, I think you can have both, if ever, right? If ever,
I
because you're
mean, yes, ideally. I already have one. If the universe wants to give me the other one, then let's go. Let's do it.
yes. Let's find out come the finals night of Miss Universe Philippines 2020, right? So that is our
Yes,
last question for the Would You Rather segment. Thank you so much, Bella, for being such a good sport. And
of
I hope
course.
the
Thank you.
fans, yes, I hope the fans also had fun like listening to your answers as well. But then before we move on to our next segment, allow me to also to again rather look at our fan comments and shout outs before moving on to our next part of the discussion. Okay, so we have here one comment coming from one of our good friends from Miss Earth Crown, Emmanuel Feliciano. Hi, Eman. Eman would like to say, this is such an engaging conversation, like two friends. Yes, I agree. Have fun talking, and we are so ready to listen. Thank you, Eman, for listening and watching.
Thank
Maybe we can
you.
say hi
Thank
to
you,
Eman,
Eman.
Bella.
Hi,
Yeah,
Eman. Thank you. Noy and I just met tonight,
I
technically. But
I
yeah,
know.
I like talking to him.
Yes, yes, yes. Thank you so much. We also have here another comment coming from Rimrem Mamalayan Manibale. Ang haba ng name niya, pero yes. Rimrem Mamalayan Manibale. Wow, very pretty and eloquent. Sabi ni Rimrem. Maybe we can say
Oh,
hi.
thank you. Thank you, Rimram. Hello. Thank you for watching. I appreciate the compliments. Keep them coming.
There you go. And maybe we can have like two more comments. Evo Halandoni Sampan would like to say, I love all of your answers, Bella. 100, sabi ni Evo.
Hi, Evo. I'm not really sure how to pronounce, but he's
Yeah.
one of my I think one of my ballerinas. So hello, good to
Oh.
see you. Actually, I'm doing a virtual meeting with my ballerinas this Sunday, so I'm finally, gonna get to talk to them, gonna get to see their faces, because lately all we've been doing was chat. So it's
Mhm.
finally, it's good to finally get to see them, even if it's just virtually.
So this coming Sunday, right? On your
Yeah.
official page, is that right?
Sunday night, yes, yes. It's gonna be
I'm
fun.
going to drop by. I'm gonna make sure to drop by to say hi to all of the ballerinas as well.
Yes, please do, please do.
Yes. Okay. And one more. Ralph Lawrence P. De Maisip would like to say, hi, Miss Paranaque. You're so ready for Miss Universe. Agad-agad. Hindi lang Philippines ha, for Miss Universe. If you can say hi to
Hi,
Ralph right
hi,
now.
Ralph, Florence. Thank you so much. Oh my goodness, just give me the crown. No, I'm just kidding. Of course, I'm gonna work hard for it. But thank you. I appreciate your support. Thank you for believing in me.
There you go. To all of the fans, sobrang nakakataba ng puso, nakakatuwa yung mga comments niyo for our phenomenal woman from Paranaque, Bella Ismael. Keep them coming because right now, we are going to delve deeper into like her journey as a phenomenal woman and as a candidate to Miss Universe Philippines 2020. So Bella, I'd like to ask you questions about your makings as a phenomenal woman. Okay, so the very
Okay.
first one, of course, is this is actually the most basic thing. A lot of your fans and supporters know that you are a ballerina. Kaya nga ballerinas ang tawag sa mga fans. But then, I am actually very interested to find out how did it start? Like, what's the backstory behind you becoming a ballet dancer? Was it like a developed love at an early age, or did your parents kind of push you or force you into it? What's the backstory behind that?
Well, yes. I started ballet. I was about 4 years old, I think, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, 4 years old. And well, my mom, enrolled me, and her sister enrolled my cousin, who's practically like my sister. So we were enrolled together at around age 4 or 5. And I mean, when I was that young, I didn't really know what it was that I liked, what I didn't like. First, but I was there and I was doing it. And I
Mm.
remember when I was that young, I remember that we were doing exercises and all of that. And my teacher always used to give me, compliments like, very good, you're doing good, and all of that. Until it came to a point where I would do, the little ballet skips. I would do the different steps. Even when I'm at home, when I'm excited, I do ballet moves and all of that. So it
Mm.
definitely grew on me. And then I stopped for a while, just for a few years when I was around 8 years old. And then I started ballet again at around 11 or 12, which was which yun dire-diretso na. I started in Hampton Court Ballet, that's my school officially. And actually my teacher, Erica Jacinto, she is my beneficiary sa Ring Light series. So,
Oh.
as everybody knows in the Ring Light series, every candidate has a beneficiary. And I chose her because she gave me a scholarship in ballet at such a young age. And that really helped me
Wow.
bloom into the woman that I am today. So I decided that, everything that I'm getting from Miss Universe Philippines, because I think I'm here mainly because of ballet. Everything that I'm getting from this, I mean, everything that I can give back, I would. And therefore, when you subscribe with my code, a portion of what you're paying goes to the scholarship fund of Hampton Court Ballet.
Ang galing. That's actually a really great thing to know. Kasi syempre, you were able to make out a profession out of like the kindness of someone in the past. Right now, you are trying to give it back, and actually giving it back para mas marami pang taong matulungan in terms of like performance and like love for ballet, which is a really beautiful thing to do, Bella.
Thank
Really, really
you.
great thing. Yes.
Yeah,
I'd like to
I
ask.
just sorry,
Yeah.
I just want to add, I just want to give that opportunity to young girls and boys, because it was never really my profession, technically. It was just something that I did all the time. It was my hobby, it was my passion. So to be able to give that to young girls and boys, and it would give me so much purpose.
Yeah. Alam mo talaga, hindi mo talaga malalaman yung impact that you have on people's lives until you are actually in the position to actually influence other people. I
Yeah.
know if you're going to like agree with that. And right now, as a candidate and as a ballerina, you are doing just that by choosing this beneficiary for your ring light series. So sa lahat namang hindi pa nagsusubscribe, you will have to already subscribe and give back dun sa beneficiary ni Belle Ismael specifically, so that more kids, more people can learn ballet and, espouse the love for performance. Tama ba, Bella?
Yes, definitely. Please do. If you want to help more people learn ballet, then you can do that by using my code.
There you go. Okay, let's now move on to another dimension of your like persona, so to say. Of course, kanina na share mo na that you took up psychology in, I think, LaSalle TAF. Is that right?
Yes, that's
Oh,
correct. Yeah.
so that's why this specific like major? Why did you choose to study? Okay, this is you. Is this graduation day in LaSalle TAF?
Yes.
And so, bakit psychology among the other courses available in LaSalle TAF? Why psychology?
Well, I actually started in LaSalle with two majors, which was psychology and marketing. But
Mm.
over time, as I took my majors in psychology, the more I learned about it, the more I fell in love with it, and I decided that I would want to focus on psychology alone. I wasn't really thinking about my career after college. I was just thinking about how passionate I felt about it, to the point na I actually wanted to go to school, guys. I wanted to go to school. Can you believe it? I wanted to go to school for psychology, and that's when I realized that there's something about it that really captures my attention. There's something about it that I feel I don't know. I didn't really know what exactly it was, but there was something about it that was calling me. So I pursued psychology also because this was my dad's course back when he was also in Lasal. He was also taking up AB psychology. So, I got a glimpse of it already. He mentioned it and, so I knew about it. But overall, it was really more of my love for it, the love that grew in me.
Yeah, and I think naging drawing board mo rin yung course mo in like creating the frame for your advocacy right now for Miss Universe Philippines 2020, which we're going to discuss in a little bit. But then, of course, I'd like to now focus on, syempre, you're a ballerina, you took up psychology, you're a psychology major. Why now turn to pageantry? I mean, what is your pageant story? Is Miss Universe Philippines your very first pageant, or Miss MUP 2020 is your very first national pageant? Or meron ka nang pinanggalingan pa na before ng mga pageants in the past? Ano yung pageantry story mo before?
Well, in terms of pageantry, as a lot of people know, Tita Margie Moran is my aunt. So ever since I was a little girl, my family members are always like, you have to follow in Tita Margie's footsteps. You're going to be the next Miss
Okay.
Universe and all of that. So it was already in my head. But as I was growing up, it wasn't something, honestly, it wasn't really something that was my goal. Na parang, okay, I'm going to wait until I'm older. Not necessarily. Um, when I was in second year college, I think I was just fresh in college, very fresh in college. Um, my mom's friend who was working with the barangay of where we live in Paranaque,
Mm.
BF Homes, they contacted her and said, "Hi, is Bella free to represent BF Homes in Binibining Paranaque 2014?" So my mom
Oh.
was like, you should do this, just try it out," and all of that. And at the time I was in college, I was like, "Mom, I don't have the time. I want to finish studying and all of that." And she was like, "Just try it, ganyan, ganyan." So, to cut a long story short, I joined Binibining Paranaque, and I was blessed enough to win that year.
Wow.
And yeah, but I didn't continue after I won because I wanted to finish my college muna. It was
Mm.
very important because my parents, I was very conscious about the fact that my parents were working so hard to pay for my school, and on top
Mm-mm.
of that, I have two younger brothers also, so
Yeah,
I
yeah.
really just wanted to finish it na kaagad.
Mm.
So there's that. And then in 2018, after I finally graduated, I joined Century Tuna,
Yeah.
Superbods. Not exactly a beauty pageant, but a fitness competition, something like a
Mm.
pageant.
Yeah.
That was
Correct.
also a great, yeah, there's a photo. A great
Mm.
experience, definitely. And I grew a lot. I was very young. I was 21 when I joined that. And yeah, it was a really good experience. I definitely grew and learned more about health, and not just, physical health, but mental health. So again, related to psychology and my advocacy. And now here I am in Miss Universe Philippines.
Yeah.
I've been planning this for 2 years now. Of course, back in 2018, it was in my mind already to join,
Okay.
but mentally preparing for this it's been years.
So
Very
talagang
happy to be here.
parang everything is like coming together, like of course like being able to connect your major with like fitness in Century Superbuds, and of course the prodding of your parents to actually join your very first pageant, and you said yes, and now you are here as a candidate to Miss Universe Philippines 2020. I'd like to now delve deeper into like your Miss Universe connection with the iconic 1973 Miss Universe, Miss Margie Moran.
Yeah.
What is it like? I mean, ano yung, is there any sort of pressure, or how are you handling that sort of Miss Universe connection now that you are competing as a candidate to Miss Universe Philippines 2020?
Yeah, well, honestly, I don't really feel pressure. I mean, in specific, being related to her. That's what I actually love about her. In the beginning, actually, she's known that I've wanted to join for such a long time. But even in the beginning of this, she would always say that she's kind of giving me space, I guess, to pave my own path. She shows her support all the time. She comments, she likes my photos on Facebook and Instagram. But I think a lot of people are expecting that she's like, you have to do this, you have to do that, and ganyan ganyan. But she's actually not like that, and I
Oh, hindi
appreciate
siya
that.
ganon.
Yeah, I really appreciate that because she's supporting from afar, which in my position, with already the high stakes and the high pressure in the competition alone, I appreciate that she's just here to support me and send her love all the way. So, but of course, she is one of my inspirations, of course, being here because, like you said, she's such an iconic woman, the
Correct.
one and the only. And I'm very, very blessed to be related to her. Actually, before I was telling the story that back in when I was in Binibining Paranaque, she watched my finals and she was called
Oh.
on stage when I won and all of that. But it was funny because parang ngayon ko lang nire-realize na parang, oh my God, she's a Miss Universe. And she was in my finals. Alam mo yun? So, parang ngayon ko lang nare-realize how big of a deal it was pala. Because parang back then, it's like, oh yeah, she's my tita. Alam mo yun? Parang, oh, she's just my tita. No big deal. I mean, it's family. It's normal. Parang ganon. But now it's just like, oh my goodness, she's Miss Universe. Wow.
Pero at least, Bel, ang maganda dun sa may like Miss Universe connection mo with Miss Margie Moran is that you're taking her as an inspiration rather than putting it in your head that I need to win because I need to follow her footsteps. So I think that's one good way of like putting the connection into your pageantry journey to Miss Universe Philippines na parang hindi ka masyadong nape-pressure. Tama ba?
Yes, Tama. I'm just thinking about how I have my own path. She had her own path. Like every other girl, we all have our own path. So I'm just trying to focus on that.
Yes, and thank you for sharing that part of your journey and your connection to the one and only Miss Margie Moran. Now, speaking of your path as a phenomenal woman to Miss Universe Philippines 2020, I'd like now to put a spotlight on your inspiration and aspirations as a candidate, okay? So since you already mentioned one of your inspirations definitely is your tita, si Miss Margie Moran. Now, aside from your tita, who are your other inspirations as a phenomenal woman?
Okay, there's quite a lot, but I will name a few. Okay, so definitely expected my mom
Mm.
because she is such a strong woman. Oh my goodness, if I will tell you everything that we've been through together, it will take up the whole time. So I won't say that. But my mom, another one of course is my Lola, Marita Zobel. She's a known actress in the Philippines. She's always been my source of light. She's always so positive and she shows strength also in the family. And aside from them, I also look up to Pia Wurtzbach. I think she's an amazing queen. I think she has the biggest heart and she's so genuine and I love her for that. Another one would be Priyanka Chopra, if the actress, the Indian actress.
Oh,
I
yeah.
think she's amazing because not only is she so successful, but despite the discrimination that she's been through, despite what people say about her, she just keeps going for what she wants and she just keeps doing things to help other people. And that's inspirational. And the last one, I was lucky enough to get to meet her last night, Miss Universe 2019, Zosie Bini Tunzi. Oh my
Wow.
goodness. Yes. We had a Zoom session with her last night, the girls and I from Miss Universe Philippines, organized by none other than Mama J, of course, and everybody in Miss Universe Philippines. So very, very, oh my goodness, I was so starstruck and I learned so much from her. And honestly, after last night's session and I saw how remarkable she is, parang I feel so motivated to just be myself right now. So like right now I'm just talking freely, talking completely genuinely, mainly because aside from these other women that I look up to, Zosie has really, opened my eyes to that the more genuine you are, the better people will see you.
Correct. And of course, Zozibini changed the entire landscape of pageantry forever with her win last year. And I am so happy that you had that chance with her last night. Do you have any like nuggets of wisdom coming from her specifically that you can share to the audience right now?
Yes, well, one of my favorite things that she said last night was to remember that, you just stay in your lane. And this was because one of the girls asked, how do you stay confident when you're up against so many beautiful women in such a high pressure competition? And she was like, everybody here, they're all different. You're all different. You have your own personalities, your own stories, but it's important to just stay in your lane. So like, the horses that have that yung
Correct.
ganon. Yeah, she was like the horses, you just stay in your lane. You focus on everything that you are, everything you've been through, everything you've done to get to this point, and the
Yeah.
rest. And we were asking about the finals also, and she said, Just stay in your lane, and in the finals, just enjoy and just be yourself." So, oh my goodness, you have no idea that super changed my life. As in, overnight, it changed my life. I love her so much, and I feel so blessed to have met her.
Parang life-changing talaga para sa inyong mga girls, so yung nangyari kagabi. And I really
Super.
agree with what she said. Most especially for what you're doing right now, like you're joining Miss Universe Philippines. Kasi diba, it's really easy to lose sight of your target, your focus, especially when you have like a lot of like insights or opinions coming from different people, from left and right. So taming sinabi talaga na just be you and eyes on the prize and you will never go wrong talaga.
Definitely, definitely. Amazing. She's so amazing. Grabe.
There you go. And of course, speaking of those four phenomenal women, let's segue now to your advocacy. And correct me if I'm wrong because I think that you have one specific one that is related to your course, which is mental health awareness. So maybe you can
Yeah.
tell us a little bit about why this one. And actually, Bella, very timely because tomorrow is World Mental Health Awareness Day. So very timely
Mhm.
ang getting mo sa amin tonight. So why the specific advocacy for Miss Universe Philippines 2020?
Yes, well, aside from psychology and like I've mentioned, my love for it, I've realized that people who go through mental health issues, they have voices, but oftentimes they're not understood, or sometimes they're not loud enough because people don't listen. And I have some people close to me who who go through these things also, who have mental health issues, who have been diagnosed. And being somebody who has experienced that through them, I know that it's not easy at all. And being in this platform in Miss Universe Philippines, I know that this is my time to be able to be the microphone for them. I want to be able to amplify their voices. That's all I want, because I think there's a lot of stigma, there's a lot of misunderstanding in mental health, especially here in the Philippines. And I personally am somebody who strongly believes that it needs to be changed, it needs to be developed. Change is definitely needed, and we need to do this for our brothers and sisters who, those who can't explain or those who aren't being heard.
Um, Question, Bella, why do you think there is less of a priority on mental health here in the Philippines compared to the other issues that we are facing right now? Where is this coming from? Why do you think?
Well, in my opinion, there's two possible, or probably two of the biggest reasons. First would be because it's misunderstood. There's this stigma, or there's this thought that, oh, there are no physical symptoms, so it's not a real sickness. And,
Yeah.
that's one of the thoughts that are very toxic and very, unnecessary. It's something that we cannot think, because we therefore cannot help them. And, that's something that I think we need to really get rid of, because just because we can't see symptoms doesn't mean that it's not there. Just because
Mm,
you can't see your brain doesn't mean it's not there.
correct.
So that's one of the main reasons, and that's why I think a lot of people have been speaking out about their experiences, about what's going on. And then another reason, I think, is probably lack of education.
Mm,
I think, well, now of course there's psychology everywhere and all of that, but I feel it has to be amplified more.
yeah.
I think it has to be talked about more, aside from just the theoretical terms about what is psychosis, or what is this and what is that. I
Yeah.
think it's also important to talk about the reality of it, or how it's happening around us. So those are my main two. Well, those are my thoughts, at least, about what's
Yeah.
lacking or why it's happening.
Actually, those are really important insights, no, Bella? And I think now that you've laid down the cards about the state of mental health awareness in the Philippines, are you planning to do any special projects or like partnerships to like further this specific advocacy of yours?
Well, I've been in touch with some organizations. However, now, it's quite busy right now because we're so close to the finals, but
Yeah.
hopefully after I can really focus on that. I don't want to say anything, but I think, aside from, well, my personal goal, aside from helping those who are sick mismo, I think it's also important to help the families that are around them
Yeah.
because, aside what makes for a good recovery, aside from having the right doctor or the right medicine, it's also about having a good support system. And it can be hard also for the families to go through that. So that's something that I really want to work on even after Miss Universe Philippines.
Yes, and of course, we cannot wait for what we have in store for this specific cause. Very important cause, Bella. So we are so happy that you are working on this specific advocacy for your bid for the Miss Universe Philippines crown for this
Thank
year. Now, I'd
Thank
like to
you. I'm
know.
very happy to be standing for it too.
Yes, yes. Speaking of that, I actually visited your page. Parang meron kang like series of like pep talks. Like Amor, is that Amor? Is that a moment of realness? Maybe you can
Yes.
tell a little bit more about that. Actually had fun like watching some of your episodes on your
Oh,
page.
thank
What
you.
is
Thank you.
yes, yes.
Sorry. What did you
Yes,
say?
what is Amor all about? I mean a moment of realness.
Well, a moment of realness, it's basically just, that small moment of realness. And, I got the term realness actually from, I used to watch RuPaul's Drag Race and, they use the word realness. And I realized, I actually started it because one time I was scrolling through my Instagram feed and it was full of, not that I'm complaining, it was full of, glam shots where I'm all
Mhm.
dressed up and I'm all made up and all of that. And as much as I love doing this, I also feel like it was kind of refreshing for my followers to see me, real. No makeup, no fancy dresses and all of that, and just mainly speaking my mind. And I started this because I think, aside from that, of course, I think it's important that as a queen or as somebody who people look up to, it's important that you translate that I'm not perfect. I'm not
Yeah.
perfect, and I'm here not because I am perfect. I'm here because I am so imperfect, but I recognize that and I embrace that. And
Mm.
that's what brought me here today. So I wanted to kind of give my followers a refreshing point of view of
Mm.
me, who I am. And I think, like I said earlier, parang being real is, I feel like that's the best way that people will get to know me. So aside from all of that, I just wanted people to really get to know me more and for them to understand that I'm human too. There's nothing perfect about me.
Correct. Actually, yung isa sa mga episodes na napanood ko, yung something, it was an episode about you mentioning about it's okay to be imperfect. Being perfectly imperfect, it's perfectly fine. Yun yung
Yeah.
isa sa mga episodes na panood ko. So, are you planning to like have more episodes in the future for a moment of realness? Ano nga abangan namin for this series?
Yes, definitely. I was doing this weekly because I noticed that every week I would experience something that made me feel like I need to ground myself, I need to think about this, and what's real about this and all of that. And then I would talk about it. But recently, because of preparations for the pageant, I would post late, and I think people deserve consistency. So
Yeah.
I told them that I would take a break muna until the finals. But definitely I plan to come back. I plan to come back with more moments of realness. Hopefully I can take it to another level. Maybe when we can all go outside now or something like that. Maybe I can bring in some family every now and then if they want to. But definitely, I am coming back with more moments of realness, and hopefully, I can be more candid, and more real as possible.
Ayan, something to look forward to sa mga fans, sa mga ballerinas ni Bella Ismael. And you mentioned something about the finals night, okay? Now, perfect segue to your bid as Miss Universe Philippines 2020. My question is, what is your game plan come finals night for Miss Universe Philippines? Ano yung mga preparations? What are you doing so far to be ahead of be to get your head in the game? Ano yung mga kailangang abangan namin kay Bella Ismael?
Well, of course, in preparation, aside from, I'm still, even if I'm at home, I'm still training my pasarela, of course, via Zoom, of course, via online. Aside from training for pasarela and Q&A and the basics of almost every beauty queen would be training for, I've taken much importance to reflection, finding time for myself, because I think that's very important. A lot of us, like you said earlier, sometimes we get lost in all the things that we're doing. We lose ourselves sometimes, and
Correct.
if you ask me what my game plan is to just be myself. And this is actually a difficult thing to do, especially when you're in my position, because, there's a lot of pressure and a lot of people have
Yeah.
so many expectations, and, they want you to be perfect. They want you to win. And you often think that in order to win, you have to make no mistakes. But actually, on the contrary, I'm trying to remind myself every day that I am human, and the reason why I'm here is because I am me. I am Isabella, and there's nobody else who can be me. So it's really, I mean, aside from, of course, all the physical preparations and all of that, my main practice right now is mental preparation. It's all about mental strength, because in the end of the day, like, you can look so beautiful, you can look so sexy and all of that, but if you're not real, if you're not genuine, what good is that going to do you?
Correct. Gusto ko yung sinabi mo, Bella, ha? Actually, more than the pasarela, more than the physical preparation, it's actually mental and emotional resilience during the competition that's going to make you go forward in the competition, definitely. Now, speaking of like your pasarela, na-mention mo na, syempre may mga nagtatanong, no, the iconic Miss Universe Philippines representatives, they had their signature walks, like sila Shamsi, may Tsunami Walk, sila Venus, may Pilapil Walk. Meron ba kami nga abangan na pasabog or pauso na Bella Ismael Walk during the finals night? Meron ba kami nga abangan?
Well, everybody, since the beginning, actually, since our runway walk, everybody has been calling my walk the Swan Walk. I mean, given because of Swan Lake and Ballet, and even outside of Pasarela, everybody tells me when I'm walking, it looks like I'm dancing ballet. So, I
Yeah.
would I would like to adapt the Swan Walk in honor of my friends and my family and my ballerinas who have named my walk that. All I can say is it's definitely going to be different. What I've been preparing has been different from what you guys have seen, and I hope I don't disappoint you guys. I hope you enjoy it because I've been working very hard.
Yes, and that is something that we are going to watch out for. The Swan Walk of Bella Ismael on Miss Universe Philippines 2020. I think lahat ng mga ballerinas are going to watch out for that. And speaking of like ballerinas, now is the time for us to take a look at some of the questions or comments coming from the fans. So, to all of the fans right now, please key in your questions for our phenomenal woman from Paranaque City, Bella Ismael. Right now, I'm going to, while we're waiting for the questions to come in, I'd like to read some of the comments coming from our fans. Okay, Caroline Basilio would like to say, OMG, she's so smart. MUP, please let her win. She's a gem. Anong masasabi mo
Oh,
doon,
thank you
Bella?
so much. That's so sweet. Oh my goodness. Thank you so much. I really appreciate that. Comments like this, they really motivate me to keep going. So thank you so much. I appreciate it.
Yes, okay. And some of your fans already are using hashtag Swan Walk. Marita Ika Rojas Ismael. Maybe this
Oh,
is...
that's my mom.
Hi,
Hi,
mommy.
mom.
An equally phenomenal woman is watching right now. Mommies, thank you for watching our show tonight. This was interesting, actually. Litz Gandipon would like to say, parang pinaglihi si Bella sa radyo, makuda. Ang galing. What can
Hi,
you say
Liz.
about
Oh my
that?
goodness. I don't know. Tanong niyo yung mom ko, my phenomena mom. Ask her.
There you
Thank you so
go.
much.
Yes, actually compliment yun compliment yun coming from Litz. Now, Noreen Eliona Zapico would like to say, ang ganda mo at ang galing mo talaga, Ate Bella. Isa ka sa mga bets ko sa MUP along with Cristel and Rabia.
Thank
Ayan.
you. Hi, Noreen. Thank you for supporting us. I really appreciate it. And, I'm sure my sisters appreciate it too. I'm looking forward to the finals night. I hope you guys enjoy.
There you go. Thank you for that comment. Actually, Isabella, we have one question here coming from Chris Paul. Okay, Chris Paul would like to ask, my question is, when is the time to listen and when is the time to speak? Ang deep ha, profound. So Chris Paul would like to ask, when is the time to listen and when is the time to speak?
Um, I'm gonna go for a serious answer. Hindi, joke lang. But
Mhm.
for me, the time to listen is when you don't really know much about what's being talked about. The time to listen is when you feel like you can grow from it, and when you feel like you're unsure, because it's okay to be unsure. Listening is important to learn. And the time to talk is when you feel like it's or someone or something has to be stood up for. Don't be afraid to stand up. Don't be afraid to defend yourself or anybody else, especially if you know what you're doing is right.
Yeah, really great answer. I also agree. Listening is the cornerstone of learning. Listen before you speak, but then if the time is right, you will have to speak up for what you think is right as well. Good job, Bella.
Thank
Galing ang
you.
sagot, ha? Okay, one more
Thank
question
you.
coming here from Noreen Zapico. This is actually coming from the Miss Universe 2019 competition. She would like to ask, which is more important for you, privacy or security, and why?
In this case, it really depends because, of course, every situation matters. But for me, I think it would be security, especially for if it's for the greater good. Um, in a case where there's a threat to public security and that means I have to sacrifice a bit of my privacy, then I would gladly do it, knowing that everybody around me, my family, my friends, my loved ones, and my fellow Filipinos are safe. So I would, in that situation, of course, I would choose security. But of course, it depends.
Oh, thank you for that answer, Bella. I hope you're satisfied with that answer. Let's have now one more question. Ito, I'm not too sure what you're going to answer for this one, no? But then, based on your opinion, sabi ni Ten Tao Elban, are you in favor that the school year will be canceled due to the pandemic? Ano ang thoughts mo about the school year and the pandemic?
I think what we should be prioritizing right now is our health, especially of the children.
Mm.
If that means having to suspend the school year because we can't really be in physical classrooms yet, then I'm for it. There are a lot of different ways to learn. I think now we're trying to adapt online learning. However, that has been a challenge for a lot of people. I think even if there's no school at the moment, there is definitely, I know that there's definitely that yearning to learn from, especially from the youth nowadays. And learning is not limited to school. In my opinion, learning is very, very flexible. It's very, very broad. And I guess if I could give out a message to the students right now, if you're not in school, if you don't know what's going to happen with school, don't let that bring you down. Keep
Mm.
learning, keep yearning to learn. And no matter what your experiences and everything that you have the internet, you have books, you
Yeah.
can just take whatever you can. Just take whatever you can from that.
Alam mo, that answer, Bell, actually, is actually very close to my heart. Being a teacher as well, we will have to really espouse a lifelong love for learning. Kahit na hindi sa school, sa bahay man yan, keep on learning because there are a lot of opportunities to learn inside or outside the school. So thank you
Yeah.
for that answer, Bella. Marami pang questions let me indulge here. Si
Okay.
Jul Lavila Areza would like to ask, Filipinos are known to be the most hospitable and the friendliest people in the world. Can you think of a certain situation where or time that these two positive qualities become a disadvantage?
Well, in my own experience, sometimes, there's a tendency for us to be a little bit too nice or a little bit too friendly that we're quick to trust. And in my opinion, when that happens, sometimes we're blinded, by our friendliness. So, as much as this is a positive thing for us to have, we should be proud of this. We also need to know how to protect ourselves. We need to know when we're being fooled or when we're being played. So, sadly that happens, but
Mm.
it's definitely important and it's not a bad thing to look out for ourselves.
Yes, thank you for that. Alam mo, Bella, hearing your answers to all of these questions, I can sense that you are a well-rounded, like fully realized candidate to Miss Universe Philippines. Napakagaling na mga sagot mo. To all
Thank
of
you,
the
thank you.
fans, well, if you're going to agree that Bella has been showing her well-roundedness with your with the questions and answers here, type in your comments about Bella's answers right now. Pero sobrang galing na mga sagot mo ha. I'm really impressed right now. One more.
Thank
Since
you.
impressed
Thank
ako,
you.
I'll have more. I'll have more questions here.
Let's
Si
do it.
June,
Let's do it.
yes, June Lavilla Areza would like to ask, ito medyo light naman to. Which
Okay.
city in the world best suits your personality and why?
Tough question.
Mhm.
Which city in the world right now? I would say Paranaque, because that's where I was born and raised, and I'm very, very proud of it. And a lot of you might not know, Paranaque is a very artistic city. We love
Mhm.
entertainment, and we are very cultured. We have so many different things that bring out the color in us. We have, for example, there's this one tradition. It's called comedia, and it's not really a comedy, but it's
Mhm.
a famous it's a famous story that has a lot of singing and acting and all of that. And Parañaqueños were very proud of that. So I would say Parañaque is a very good interpretation of who I am, because I am such an artistic person. I love dance, I love music, and I'm pure Parañaqueña, and I'm proud of that.
Siyempre naman, love your own na, no? So, siyempre, with that question, go Paranaque tayo, right, Bella?
Yes,
Yes.
Laban
Okay.
Parañaque.
Thank you, June, for that question, ha? Now, one more coming from Rai Presentacion. The question is, what is more scary? To be different or to be just like everybody else?
For me, the scarier thing is to be like everybody else,
Mhm.
because I think every day I strive to be different. Or no, sorry, every day there was a time when I would strive to be like everybody else, because sometimes we're trained to be like everybody else. We're trained to fit in. But as you grow up, you realize that you are different. And that's not something you should be afraid of. You should be proud of that. So, be different, be you, and be proud of who you are, because that will make you stand out, and that will make you love yourself more.
Diyos ko, parang finals night na, mga kaibigan. Ang galing ng mga sagot ni Bella. Magaling at inspiring. Thank you so much for
Thank
that
you.
answer, Bella. Okay, two last questions before we like go on to the next part. Actually, I have here a very interesting question coming from one of the fans. He would like to ask. Okay, here. Nasaan ba yun? Ang dami kasing questions talaga, promise. Okay. He would like to ask Rico S. Ansit. Very simple question na to, but then he would like to ask, when was the last time you said thank you?
When was the last time I said thank you? Just a while ago. I was here sitting down in the room, and I was chatting with Chrisos. He's somebody who helps me with my social media and everything in my schedule, and he has been with me since the beginning of this, and he was helping me out, even coordinating tonight actually. And he's always been my source of support. He's always been my friend who helps me with my hectic schedule. And I said thank you to him, because he, aside from working from home and whatever he is that he's going through, he really goes out of his way to help me. And for me, that's something that is so priceless, somebody giving you their time. So I told him thank you. I always say thank you to him. And Christos, I'm sure you're watching, but if you're not, I just wanted to say thank you so much again. I really, really appreciate you and the rest of the team. And, I wouldn't be here today without you guys also. So thank you.
Yes, of course. Thank you din sa team mo. I think they're doing an amazing job with you right now. Kasi sobrang nakikita naman namin yung presence mo sa social media, your preparation. I think you are ready for the competition. I think you are
Thank you.
ready.
I feel
So,
ready because of them, honestly.
okay.
They're amazing. They're an amazing team.
Talagang it takes a village to ano no to create a beauty queen talaga no. Talagang totoo yung kasabihan na yon. So,
That is
thank you
so
sa
true.
team mo. Yes. Okay, one last question coming from Christian N. Bernal. And he would like to ask, I'd like to end with this. This is a very important question that is needed, that we need an answer right now. Why is it important that your personality is the same with your integrity?
Well, I think it's very important that everything about you is in one. That's one way that I have been able to really stay true to myself and to find my path in this journey. It's very important that you know yourself and that you are in tune with yourself. So, in my experience, at least, that's very important, because if you're all over the place, if you want this, but then you also don't want another thing, it gets difficult, and not only you but the people around you will have a difficult time. So when it comes to that, with your integrity and all of that, you have to know your heart, you have to know your mind, you have to know your body. That's very, very important. And I'd like to thank him for bringing up this question, because I think this is an important message that anybody can really apply to their lives.
Wow, thank you for that answer. Maraming salamat sa mga questions coming from the fans. And that concludes, actually marami pa talagang questions, but then that's all the time that we have right now. Maraming salamat sa mga fans for the enthusiastic participation in the comment section. If you still have anything to ask Bella, feel free to type them in. Baka naman may chance pa maybe in the future for Bella to answer them. But then for now, I'd like to give you the floor, Bella Ysmael, since you mentioned in your last answer something about having the heart and the sincere heart for who you are and what you stand for. I'd like you to give now like your last message, like a moment of realness this time. As a candidate to Miss Universe Philippines, what does your heart tell you right now to tell all of our viewers as you bid for the Miss Universe Philippines 2020 crown? Take it away, Bella.
All right, guys. So, my moment of realness for all of you right now is to stay true to yourself. And this has actually been my this was my last moment of realness, but this applies even to this day. And I have been growing in this competition. To be completely honest, I haven't completely known myself in the past few months. But now, where I stand, and with everything that I've been through and everything that I've gained, this is the most important lesson that I could give to you guys. Stay true to yourself, no matter what it is. Whether it's a big decision, like if you're going to change your job, or if you're going to choose something new, if you're going to move houses, or if it's something as small as what am I going to wear today? That's so important that you stay true to yourself, because when you're doing what you know is best for yourself, then you don't have to worry about it. And you'll naturally just shine through. So stay true to yourself. You can definitely, I can guarantee you, you can count on the fact that that's what I'm doing until the very end. So thank you guys for everything. And I hope you learned something from tonight, from me, from my experiences. And I appreciate you all. Thank you so much.
Wow. Thank you so much, Bella. That was a great closing message. Once again, ladies and gentlemen, our phenomenal woman from Paranaque City, Bella Ysmael, maraming salamat for gracing the Sash Factor live chat series. But before we end, maybe you can invite all of our fans, because I think it's only less than 15 days from now. We're going to be able to watch the competitions, the prelims, and the finals of Miss Universe Philippines 2020. Where can we watch and when can we watch them?
Yes, so hello everybody. The finals is going to be on October 25. You can watch this on GMA 7 at 9 a.m. or via the Ring Light series on empire.ph. You'll have to subscribe to this. Or if I'm correct, it's gonna come out also on KTX. But in my opinion, if you want to watch our entire journey, then the Ring Light series is the best. It's only 299 pesos for 8 episodes, and this is from the very beginning until the very end. The preliminaries also is coming out on October 23. Wait for the announcements of the specific time, but it's also coming out on those 3 channels. And if you haven't subscribed yet, I urge you to please subscribe with my code on the Ring Light series. It's RL Paranaque. You will, like I mentioned earlier, a portion of that will be donated to the scholarship fund of Hampton Court Ballet, which is my home, which is where I grew up. And I really appreciate that you guys are here tonight watching. So thank you so much. I hope to see you guys. Well, I won't see you guys, but you know what I mean. I hope to see you guys until the very end, until the finals. And please pray for me. Please wish me luck. Thank you so much.
And one last, Bella, where can they follow you on social media? Maybe you can invite all of the viewers right now.
Yes, well, I'm very active on Instagram mostly. My Instagram is at Bella Ysmael. It's my name with no spaces. And on Facebook, I have a Facebook page. It's Isabella Bella Rojas Ismael. So please do follow. I would really appreciate it. You guys, I try to update as much as possible. And you, of course, also you'll be able to see my journey in Miss Universe Philippines there too.
You know what, Bella? This has been a great conversation. You are indeed a phenomenal woman of class, of of eloquence. You're such a master class right now. And on behalf of the entire Sash Factor team, we wish you the very best. We have high hopes for you, and we cannot wait for what you're going to put out there as you vie for the title of Miss Universe Philippines 2020. Maraming salamat, Bella, for this
Thank
opportunity.
you. Thank you so much, Noy. But before we go, is it okay if I make a few shout outs to some of my ballerinas?
Sure,
Just very,
yes, yes,
very quick.
sure.
Okay,
No
hold on.
problem.
I made a short list. Okay, hold
Sure,
on.
yes.
Thank you. Okay. I would like to say hello to, okay, Evo, he was here, he asked the question kanina. Also to Leo, hi. And who else? Jonathan, Christos, everybody, Michael, hello. Thank you guys for being here. I really appreciate your support. You guys give me support every day and you're super motivating me to keep going. So thank you. Thank you so much.
And of course, you're going to see them on Sunday, right? For your
Yes.
live meet and greet with the Ballerina. So
To the
sa lahat mga
ballerinas.
ballerina,
Yeah.
to all of the ballerinas, maraming ding salamat on behalf of Sash Factor for gracing our live chat with the one and only Bella Ismael. Sobrang daming viewers tonight, Bella. Maraming salamat for that.
Thank you so much. I'm so
Yes.
happy.
Yes, actually, kami rin natutuwa. We are so happy and so honored that you are here. And again, like I mentioned a while ago, we wish you the very best of luck. And we have a feeling that we're going to see you again pretty soon here on Sash Factor Live. Hopefully with the crown, we never know. To all of the fans right now, is Bella Ismael your ultimate phenomenal woman to win Miss Universe Philippines 2020? Type it in the comments. And we're going to end by saying that this has been a great conversation with Bella Ismael. To all of the fans, maraming salamat for staying tuned to our Sash Factor live chat series with the one and only Bella Ismael. This has been your host, Noy Sabilano, saying stay safe and have a great weekend, everyone. Maraming salamat. Bye, everyone.
Bye. Thanks.
Stay safe. Bye-bye.